Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Chris, and this is the Momentum Log, day one. So I had this idea for a crazy little experiment, and that experiment involved documenting my process into building something and keeping momentum in that direction, in a general direction. So I've talked about momentum on this channel before. If you're new here, these videos are going to be completely different. It's just like me documenting my process towards a particular thing. And the thing I'm moving towards, I'll tell you about in a second. But the concept of momentum is moving yourself over in a specific direction. So momentum is mass times velocity, and velocity is moving speed in a particular direction, basically. And so the crazy idea I had was to just document this. You know, a long time ago, I started a podcast where I documented my journey to building a $1 million digital marketing agency, and documented all of that in the podcast feed. And I thought, like, what if I could do that again for a different venture? What would it look like to do that? And this is what I came up with, is just using the concept of momentum and having momentum in a specific direction. So that's what I'm doing. And, to answer the question of what does it look like to stay in momentum and keep going for a long time. And I have some theories. I have a rough framework that I'll share with you in these videos as I build it. But I'm not just going to tell you about it and show you about it. You're going to see me build it on these momentum logs. So, have you ever seen an old show where they there's a captain of a ship and he's documenting the journey, right? So there's the captain's log. That was the idea I had behind this. And I just wanted to document the journey of what it looks like to go on this quest. So the purpose of this is to document that journey. What does it look like to build something that sticks around? And the something that I'm building and that I'm inviting you on this journey to watch is a process. And what do I mean by that? I mean by when I mentioned that just now, I wanted to say I'm building, a coaching offer or a live event, which is true. I am moving towards those, but those are just deliverables. Those are just things that ways I'm going to deliver the process. But the process has to come first. So what's a process? Well, one of the things that I've been talking about with Jen, with clients, with everybody, is that, as a coach, the thing that you are doing for people, that process is actually the thing you sell. They may be attracted to you for other reasons, whatever your business is, you need a process. If you're a photographer, that thing that you're selling to your clients is actually the confidence in the process, because you have done this repeated over and over and over again. So what I'm building is a process, and a process that helps people stay in momentum so that they can create the life they want. They can, have more freedom. They can maybe build their business faster. They can feel less stuck in life. What does it look like to do that? And I have a process that I have kind of led myself through. And what I'm going to do is unpack that in these momentum logs. And you're going to see me building it in real time and what it looks like to put it out in the world. And are people going to say yes to it? Are they not? How am I going to talk about this? But it's interesting because I feel like I like to do things a little differently. I always have. And it's not going to look like, the way anybody else does it. And truthfully, the reason for that is because I'm tired of doing things like everybody else said that I should do them. In 2014, I started a podcast called the Work Podcast. Before that, I had something I called the Work Blog, and I would just make daily entries into that, whatever I was thinking about at the time. And then it slowly shifted as I learned more and more about marketing and what you're supposed to do to something completely different, And there's been ebbs and flows of me just returning back to me. And so this momentum log is going to be a document representing returning to just being myself, man, and the best that I can be and putting it in the world. And I think that's sort of like what we're all trying to do. I think there's usually this like facade that's in the way, this wall that we've built to keep ourselves safe so that we don't have to experience any unpleasant or any unpleasant thing at all, but also rejection, and so the momentum log is a way for me to just openly talk about what I'm building and showing you in real time what it looks like to do that. So it's going to be a lot different from the other stuff you see on the channel. I think I'll still continue to post things as ideas come to me because I really like putting together just small ideas like that. But this is more just documenting the journey. So I want to invite you to just follow along. So you can see, you're going to witness the creative process in real time of me working this out. And the other reason why, honestly, why I wanted to do this is because, dude, listen, it's so tempting to just hop on ChatGPT and work and talk with it. But I could show you right now, so what I think with a tendency that people are going to with their thinking that I want to avoid, and I think maybe you should want to avoid too, is going towards an AI, communicating with it, and bouncing ideas back and forth. That's all well and good, but it removes the friction that is needed, I think, for creating something that actually is coming from you. And that's what I want. And so instead of me working out my process and getting it super clear using ChatGPT, I want to work it out in real time in front of you, in front of a camera, and just let it happen. So I think, if I could define what I think this is going to look like right now, I would have the idea that I'm striving for to be for creatives to be able to stay in momentum so that they can create good stuff for a long time. That would be kind of where I wanted to head, the North Star. So they're starting over here, and this is where I'm starting or have started in lots of different places. They're starting, they feel stuck. They feel like things aren't moving the way they want to go. And they got to get over here to, I feel like I'm in momentum. I feel alive. I feel like myself again. I had a client one time tell me this. He said that he felt finally like he could feel himself again. Think about that for a second. I think we're going to get more and more disconnected to what it feels like to be who you are. As AI comes online and all this, I think there's an actual need for you to return to a sense of a strong sense of self, knowing that no matter what, there's this internal part of you that's going to make it work because you know how to keep going. And so if that was the idea, the momentum, the first thing, and I actually built this into something I call the momentum map, but the first thing that we have to do is identify the quest that we're on. And so I just did it here on this camera. So this day one, the first thing I'm doing is the quest that I'm on is building a process that helps people go through this bridge. There's, they're over here, they need to go over here, and there's this bridge they need to cross to get there. What's the process that takes them across the bridge? That's what I'm building. And so the first step of that is identifying the quest and identifying that there's a place you want to go and you're not there yet. So how do we get there? And so that's what I do with people at the first get-go. So I'm going to continue to outline this. This is just day one. I have no honest idea where this is going to go or how it's going to continue to take form and take shape, but my plan is to post one of these a week and give you an update and let you know as if I'm recording a log for myself, which kind of is for myself. You just happen to be here. Thank you. Is to document the step-by-step process of how I get there so that I can look back and you can look back and you can say, whoa, I can see how Chris started here and now he's over here, and I can understand that process. And hopefully this will just be helpful for you to do something similar for yourself, because I think there's a need for it. I think we all need to be documenting our process and documenting more of our life and the things we're working on. And not only that, but to actually be working on something, to be working and thinking critically on a problem that you want to solve for other people, for yourself, whatever. I think it's important. I think that's an important part of why creatives, not just creatives, but human beings have progressed over time. I think that's one of the reasons why, and I don't want to lose that for myself. I don't want to get lost in the like masturbatory process of just getting on ChatGPT and having it give me 1,000 ideas of what to do to build this process out. No, I want to do it myself. And so obviously it's not going to take that long to map out the process, but I want to document what it looks like to get there. And then what happens after that. So the momentum log will continue on and on and on for as long as I want it to. So thank you for being part of this experiment. It's going to be fun. And I will talk to you guys next week with another update. See ya.